Alright, for the guys asking for a video on this 1948 Jeep CJ2a, give you a quick walk around, crank it up, drive it around the property one time. So in 2017, this was purchased by a member of my family. He's retired from several things, including was a Marine, served on Parris Island for a little while, drove one of these quite a bit as a daily. He's also a school principal, alumni from Austin Peay University, played football, paid his scholarship back in time. Just an outstanding member of his community, and now he's getting up in the years and he's just a little too old to enjoy this the way he wants it, so he wants somebody else to be able to enjoy it. This came from Gilbert's Jeeps in Athens, Alabama in 2017. Before that, it was owned by a gentleman in Athens, Alabama, as far as I know, was also military, and he's the one that originally got this project to where it is, and it was meant to be in the military museum in Athens, Alabama. From my understanding, it's not an original military Jeep. It's a civilian Jeep. It's as far as the frame and the running gear. As far as everything else, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is what I believe. This is a reproduced body that was reproduced very well. If it is reproduced, it's all spot welded seams, all correct sheet metal. They really went all out. As far as, I mean, I'm not a Jeep enthusiast, but I do collision repair and restorations, and everything looks really nice. It runs really well. When we got it, it was all original 6-volt. Just get this hood up here out of the way. Since we've had it, I've put in the new aluminum radiator, made a shroud for it, new old stock original style fuel pump, all new lines, went through the carburetor, got it all straightened out, of course plugs and wires. I put a new style 12-volt mini starter on it. Let's see, I believe, I can't remember which ignition this was, Omix, something like that. Be honest, I can't say it. It is new. I think we tried electronic ignition, and let's see, I think we end up going back with I believe that's a newer style 12-volt. Yes, it's a point system. We did try the electronic. I'm not sure exactly what we didn't like about it, but we ended up buying a new, just a brand new point setup, bolted it in, fired it up, ran great. It's been converted to a one-wire GM alternator. There's a indicator light over here when you crank it. As soon as it reaches over about 900 RPM, that light goes off, indicating it is charging. All of the fluids are changed and made sure that they were period specific, as far as the front end, rear end, transmission, transfer case. There's a lot of brass components in these things, and if you put the wrong newer style fluids, it just doesn't work correctly. Coil's been updated 12 volt, charging system 12 volt, headlights, all those lights and things work 12 volt. Brake master cylinder, I don't know if you can see it from here, it's right down here. Yeah, I bought a new old stock brake master cylinder, changed that, changed all the fluids, anything that needed to be addressed as far as going and stopping was all addressed. It's pretty clean under here. It's obviously not rusted out or anything because so many things have been changed. It's had all new metal brake lines. Anywhere that the rubber hoses look like they have not been updated or anything, all that was updated. Of course, the canvas seats and stuff, they're not brand new, but they're in excellent condition. Most of these gauges were replaced: fuel gauge, amp gauge, temperature gauge, things like that that needed to be addressed. It's got a, well, it's bolted down with, it's got a upgraded aftermarket urethane gas tank and new sending unit, so the fuel gauge works. All of the four-wheel drive components work correctly. Four-wheel drive works. Oh, I can't get my light to come on here. But it's got a couple of slow drips here and there, like they do. Nothing major. The exhaust from the piece of the manifold pipe here out with a new muffler, and there's little things like that. But we drive it. We got a way down that hill and up another hill and down and up. We've got a cabin back in the woods, and we just tootle it up and down and around the. We got 3 acres here and another 150 behind us. We just kind of tootle it around, and we've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it a lot. So let me make sure this thing's in neutral. Get around here. Just hop in here. Choke out. Pump the gas a couple times. Ease the choke in till it's smoothing up. It purrs pretty good. If we've got 2 or 3 people in here and going up and down some of these steep hills, after it's warmed up good, it will puff a little smoke out the exhaust. It's not wore out by any means. It's not knocking or blowing oil out. Just a good old go devil. Well, shut this hood, take this guy for a spin. It does have a blinker switch, and it's wired up. It's mounted up under here. You can see it right here. It's got the knob and the handle where you could actually mount it back up here, but of course it was restored to look like a more military, so I don't think those had blinkers. Let's see here. I think that's the light switch. Yeah. So headlights on. Not sure if Can't remember. I don't think we ever put the 12-volt bulbs in the tail lights, which we really don't take it on the road. All we were worried about was just coming up and down the hill at night. Turn this choke off, see if it's ready to go. I believe it is. But it should have a volt meter, being a 12-volt alternator instead of a generator, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go through the gears here. Second. Third. Probably going a little too slow to be in third, but you get the picture. Still lugs good. Let me stop here and let's see, it's been a while. One high-low. Let's see. Said it's been a while. I believe that's high. There we go. So that's 4 low, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the hubs locked in right now, but the hubs actuate and do everything they're supposed to do as well. Let's see. I think this is going to be 4 high. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but any combination you put those shifters, it goes and it doesn't make any funny noises or anything else. And the front end does lock in and pull like it's supposed to. There's low. And there's high. And it'll get up and go pretty good if you give it the gas. Not afraid to go. Gears shift smooth. Clutch is smooth. There's the exhaust coming out over here. Let me just... You can see it will puff a little bit of smoke after it gets warmed up, and you can get it on. It's about the worst of the smoke. So, like I said, it's by far not wore out. Oil pressure at idle. Not quite all the way warmed up. we're hitting 140. I believe it stays around about 180 with the thermostat and the radiator that it's got in it. So I'll shut it off here and re-crank it. So there you go. (1948) CJ2a Go Devil 4-cylinder, flathead, 3-speed, 4-wheel drive, mostly period specific military clone with very tasteful upgrades and updates. We started out asking around $20,000 for it. When it was purchased in 2017, I believe it was purchased for close to $11,000. 6-volt, mostly original running gear. It would have trouble making it around the driveway, around this 3-acre lot one time without having to fiddle with the points or the fuel or something. And ultimately that led to upgraded fuel system, upgraded charge system, and updated ignition. This is her. $11,000 to buy this Jeep. You can contact me at quickfixer, KWIKFIXER @gmail.com, KWIKFIXER @gmail.com, or 256-335-0332. We thank you for looking. Let us know if we can help you. Thanks.